Captain America, Mr. Four. Mr. Fantastic, Captain America, Brave New Captain America.
What?
Catapult Thunderman Ross is the newest villain in the MCU. Is he the main villain of the film? No, technically, but he's still a jerk. He's been in the MCU for quite a while, but how good of a villain is he actually? Today, I'm looking at Thaddeus Ross from the MCU, Captain America, Brave New World. I'm gonna give him a score 1 out of 10 and analyze him. You know the drill, let's do it. In this film, Thaddeus Ross is now president. He's changed his ways. He no longer is Mr. Sokovia Accords. He's no more naughty Avengers. You guys gotta stop avenging. Now he's president, and he's like, you know what? I want to be a dad. Yes, I know I'm the president, but really, I want to be a good dad. That's my main goal. First of all, I gotta interject. How crazy of a name is Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross? Sounds like an offshoot of Lightning McQueen. Frickin' 99-cent store, Lightning McQueen. Honestly, they should have just named him that. President Lightning McQueen. Sam Wilson's here to see you. In this film, Kevin Feige finally has to acknowledge that he can't retcon the giant, massive alien god climbing out of the earth. And turns out in that guy's head is some adamantium. That's right, the copyright rights to Wolverine. They say they're fighting over adamantium. It's really just like who gets to create Wolverine. I'm calling it now. Freaking Giancarlo, he better be Stryker. If he's not Stryker, horrible waste of a cast. That's that'd be amazing. And in his pursuit of this treaty with all these other countries to share the adamantium, he gets into some rough water when people start gunning for him. That's right, in this movie all the nations are competing for head, but not just any head, magical head. That's right, the leader, he's another villain in this, also known as the guy from Hulk, the first one, also known as the guy from Holes, also known as frickin' Butt Scrumpus or whatever. What's the Ballad of Buster Scruggs? Not Butt Scrumpus. That's pretty close though. He's like the real villain of the show here. He's like, Captain America, who's playing who? And I'm playing you, that's who. But now Thaddeus Ross, President Ross, does not trust Captain America Sam Wilson. And he's like, that guy kind of sus. We're gonna lock up his buddy Isaiah Bradley because he tried to kill me. Justified. That's right, spoilers for the film. It turns out the leader has been wheeling and dealing, giving this guy little doses of gamma, a little drop here, a little, like, what's the boiling frog analogy? Something like that. If you put a frog in a jacuzzi, he dies slowly, or he gets used to it and cooks up, something like that. That pretty much happens to where Thaddeus Ross, when he gets really angry, really upset, kind of like me when I saw the Borderlands movie, he just rages out, he turns into the Red Hulk, he goes crazy, he goes bananas. That's right, Harrison Ford's taking a big risk in this one, a big career challenge for him. He's playing a grumpy old guy. Pretty much this whole movie is kind of like that first setup from the Avengers movie when Loki's like, let me unleash Hulk on everyone. That's pretty much the exact plot of this movie, but it's later, and he's like, let me unleash Hulk on everyone. At the heart of this guy's story, though, he wants to rekindle his relationship with his daughter, who's very upset at him for his treatment of Bruce Banner, the Hulk in general, everything we saw in that Hulk film. I have to praise this movie for acknowledging that Hulk film. I think it's awesome that they did that. You might not like the leader. I have problems with him. The fact that they brought him back is the biggest what the hell of all time. Even a decade ago, if you would have asked me like, hey, you think they're going to bring back the leader, Tim Blake Nelson? Not a chance in hell. The fact they did that, I respect it. I love it. It's amazing. The MCU has now acknowledged everything from that Hulk film except for Edward Norton. They should have done like a reverse Ross situation, and they should have had Mark Ruffalo grow a big mustache when he first came in, and then they could have been like, whoa, you look different. Thanks, I got a mustache. While we're on the mustache, let's talk about it. I think it's really funny that this movie felt the need to explain where the mustache went. Like, it's a big deal. Like, fans would have been in a frenzy. Just say he's Thaddeus Ross. It's not like, oh, well, explain the mustache then. They treat the mustache like it's freaking Thor in Civil War. Like, oh, Thor's off-world. What the heck? Where's Thor? Like, they have to explain it, or the world's gonna fall apart. Was half expecting that post-credit scene to be like a, don't worry, Thaddeus Ross mustache will return. It'll be back. Don't worry, diehard MCU fans, we didn't forget about it. And I like this whole angle with him trying to rekindle his relationship with his daughter. And I gotta say, Harrison Ford gives a good performance in this film. I buy that he's sad, that he's really broken up about this falling out with his daughter. I'm buying that he genuinely wants to change. And in that regard, yeah, he's not a villain. It's more of like a, you know, Red Hulk's the villain, but still, we gotta explain it. We gotta explain why he gets there. And I really like that angle. Harrison Ford does a good job. It is kind of annoying how quickly he turns back into a butt for Captain America, Sam Wilson, how he's just like, you know what, I don't trust you. And you see the arrogance of him still in the fact that they're all like, oh, the Hulk Hunter. But he's like, no, I've changed. But yet he keeps Isaiah Bradley locked up for the whole entire movie, despite knowing that he's innocent in the first like half an hour. It shows that while this guy is trying to be better, he's still not perfect. He still has his flaws, and I think he still does have a hint of resentment towards these superpowered individuals, which you have to look at that relationship with his daughter and why that case might be. He doesn't like the superheroes probably because they got in the way of his relationship with his daughter. That's why he still feels some resentment towards, you know, Isaiah Bradley and even Sam Wilson, while he's not powered, why he still feels untrusting of them. I wish they could have done this earlier in Thaddeus Ross's introduction, his time in the MCU, because I think it really humanizes him. I think it really makes him more understandable on why he is so pro, you know, Sokovia Accords and anti-Hulk and all these different superpowered humans. Think it's cool. Wish they would have done it earlier. Let's be honest, Thaddeus Ross in the last, you know, decade of MCU, kind of just a plot character, kind of just a guy to push other people elsewhere. And I'm not saying like, you know, an Avengers Infinity War has to focus on Thaddeus Ross, but still, to develop him more could have made him a lot more interesting as this overarching character in the whole entire MCU. But I know why you're here. Right, you want to hear about the freaking Red Hulk. That's why I'm here. That's why everyone went to this movie. And while on one hand, I have to agree with the fact that this is by far the biggest selling point, the biggest marketing piece of the film, but you can't tell me, dude, this movie would be so much better if you didn't know about it. Dude, that would have been one of the coolest plot twists in forever, dude. That would have been the most interesting creative choice that Marvel's done in a long time. If you start to get those hints, you see his eyes turned red. Is this guy turning? That would have been so awesome. That would have been so cool. I was thinking about that during the movie. I'm like, dang it, dude. It sucks that I know this. I really wish I did it. If you skip the trailers for this one, this movie's probably a lot better just on that twist alone. Red Hulk is obviously amazing. And it took almost a decade for the MCU to be like, wait a second, maybe Angry Hulk, Rampaging Hulk, stick with me on this. Maybe he's cool. Maybe fans like that. I swear, dude, if this freaking guy shows up in the next movie in a freaking cardigan, Hulk out. Oh, man. Also, I get it. Red Hulk, a lot more marketable than like Big Brain Sheen from Jimmy Neutron, so you gotta do that. It's so good. It feels so nostalgic to see a Rampaging Hulk throwing trucks, freaking tossing stuff at helicopters, tossing people across the room. It feels so good. It feels so satisfying. The culmination of this film is amazing. Unfortunately, doesn't have that much screen time as the actual Red Hulk himself. Red Hulk has about as much screen time in this movie as Anthony Mackie had on a practical set in this final fight. Like, dude, that green screen's looking rough, buddy. It's looking like one of my green screen videos. In fact, that's the only reason Red Hulk is red in this movie, is because he wouldn't have showed up on the green screen, so they had to make him red. There's no world in which Sam Wilson obviously beats Red Hulk, so he has to talk no jutsu him. It's a bit of a bummer. It makes sense. I saw it coming. I like where this character ends. I hope that we see more of him, although we probably won't, just because I like Harrison Ford so much. I thought he did good in this movie. I think he did really good. This villain has faults. This movie has faults, but Harrison Ford is really good, and there's something to this character that works. It doesn't work all the way. He's not automatically one of the best villains that Marvel's had, but there's something here that works. A lot about this movie doesn't work, but some of it does. And I think this character is one of those things that does work in this film. I'm gonna give Thaddeus Ross, the Red Hulk, we'll call it like 6.5. I would say 7, but he's not really like the main villain, so I can't give him that. Thanks so much for watching. I got a new villain review coming out next week on Kyros from The Lion King. It's gonna slap. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hit subscribe. More villain review right here. Check this one out. It's pretty good.